Activity out straight ahead of us.
No, we're not.
Mate, you need to sit back and relax. This is gonna blow your mind. USO, UAPs, listen up.
1506, yeah, they're looking into it.
We're seeing 3 or 4 targets. Yeah, they're all altitudes, up and down. It's pretty crazy. There was some at 30 probably. But, I mean, they're shooting way up. We'd say maybe up to the 50s, it looks like. Is there traffic actually out about our 2 to 3 o'clock, about, I don't know, 20, 30 miles?
No, is that the 4 different lights going up and down? I'm getting a few reports, but you're seeing it right in front of you now too as well?
It's 2 to 3 o'clock off, yeah, about 2 to 3 o'clock from our position. Looks about 20 miles going in circles.
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, yeah, we're not seeing anything, getting lots of different reports out there, some at 30, some all the way up to 50,000, about 3 or 4 different lights. Does it look like they're around your altitude now?
No, there's one way up high and one about my altitude, moving in like a circle, like a corkscrew pattern. Alright, I'm visually have eyes on what looks like an aircraft strobe that's at my 2 o'clock and 22 miles at my altitude, and I'm actually showing him on TCAS. Do you see that one?
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, I do not.
He looks like he's moving towards, it looks like it's moving towards the north. Like I said, 22 and a half miles off my right wing. Just had another one show up about my 1 o'clock, about 1,000 feet high, zipping towards us and then back out towards the ocean. It's red in color, moving at extreme speeds. I don't even know how to describe how fast he's moving. 661 on the Fox.
Medevac 1 Foxtrot, Roger. You are cleared to maneuver as necessary, left and right, to avoid the UFO out there.
It's weird. It's a red circular shape, and it keeps zipping out towards the ocean and then coming back in about, I don't know, 20 miles or closer to us, and then it zips back out of the ocean and we can't see it. Is there any military activity out straight ahead of us?
No, we're not seeing anything. I had another one report at like 30,000 feet in the Eugene area.
The video that I tagged below said something that is actually terrifying. She said, what if the aliens are not coming? They're leaving. And that really gave me pause, because we've always assumed that all of this activity that we're seeing is them coming onto our planet, like, what do they want from us? And with the government supposedly believing that they're at the bottom of our oceans, and the massively increased activity that we're seeing, you cannot tell me that every single one of those things is fake. I experienced stuff myself. I've seen it with my own eyes. So that does beg the question, why is there so much activity right now?
I am Ash Banta. I am not a social media influencer. I'm just a psychic medium. I'm a channeler, energy worker, intuitive healer. That's my work. What I'm about to tell you, I am asking you, do not make fun of me, because this is very serious. It's happening to me almost daily. And I do not want anybody picking on me about this. I grew up here, then I moved away from here, moved to California, I came back, and I've lived here ever since, and I've never seen a UFO. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Here. Okay? And then about a month ago, they show up at my house, and there was 2 of them. And I have photos and videos, and at first I thought it was like a floating star, a planet that you could see, but then I realized it was very low to the ground, and it was only there for like 30 minutes. Okay, and so then, ever since that happened, this continues to happen, except now, I will see them 20 miles from my house in another county, and it will follow me all the way to my house, and then as I'm pulling up in my driveway, I see it coming from the back of my house, then it comes around to the side of my house, and now it's in the back of my yard. And so I started filming it. This is happening again every few days, and then all of a sudden, about 2 weeks ago, I had an encounter that was... Okay, I was sitting in my bedroom, I was home alone. My wife and son were gone. My front door was open because they just left, and my screen door was shut. And the one thing that I do when I channel is to help get like my creativity is I draw. And I was drawing a portrait of my grandmother, and all of a sudden I heard telepathically for the very first time, go outside. And in my head I was like, no, I'm like drawing right now. I'm in the flow. Like I'm in flow state right now. No. And of course I didn't even ask who it was. Well, then I heard it again, go outside now. And I still said no. And so the third time I heard it, it sounded like someone took this massive, and I mean massive, boot and hit the front door of my screen door, and it shook all the windows.
So apparently, we've skipped a little bit forward here, but apparently she went outside and blacked out, completely blacked out, and then she woke up and she was in serious pain with her nostrils, and then, yeah.
And it felt like someone took a screwdriver up the left side of my nose. Like, it was pounding, and I mean pounding, and my head was pounding, like severely pounding, to the point like for 3 weeks I didn't work. I laid in bed, like I felt awful, and it wasn't from a sickness, it wasn't flu or nothing, it was just my head was like pounding, my nose was pounding. And so if they'll talk, if they'll like come down, will you ask them, say, if you can hear us, will you blink in and out?
If you can hear us, just blink in and out, please. Can I say it loud?
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say?
Say to the aliens in the sky, we love you, we welcome you.
We love you.
Oh my gosh.
It blinked. It blinked.
Oh
Did you
my
see that?
gosh.
It's blinking in and out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, it's blinking in and out for you, Kai.
Ow.
They can hear us.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Running across to effectively regulate our drone industry, and this is not an isolated incident or an isolated hole on our radar currently. And the truth is, whether people want to hear it or not, we are vulnerable. Regulate our drone industry, and this is not an isolated incident or an isolated phenomenon. Unidentified drones are running across the country. And let me be blunt, and again, say it how it is. Foreign drone technology, particularly China, is a full decade, 10 years ahead of where we are. That is unacceptable in America. We are number one. We've always been number one, but we're not now. And they can take, and they intend to take, full advantage of our vulnerabilities. I've learned, for real, that there is circumstantial evidence that there is an Iranian mothership off the east coast of the United States, and that's launching these drone incursions. They are from high, good sources, individuals who are reputable, individuals who speak with authority, unfortunately are concerned with identifying who they are at this point who are saying this, but this is true. It's unacceptable, and it's frightening. And I say this not only but I say this as someone who loves America like we all do who are in this room. We must build a national drone infrastructure. We must control our airspace, and we must protect the American people. The unfortunate reality is that this current administration has allowed our nation to fall behind the rest of the world, and that is unacceptable.
Aware of those drone sightings that have been reported. At this time, we have no evidence that these activities are coming from a foreign entity or the work of an adversary. We're going to continue to monitor what is happening, but, you know, at no point were our installations threatened when this activity was occurring.
Can you rule out that these are American drones or U.S. military drones?
These are not U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from an entity or adversary.
Representative Jeff Van Drew from New Jersey was just on the air saying that Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones, and that mothership is off the coast of the east coast of the United States. Is there any truth to that?
There is not any truth to that. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership launching drones towards the United States.
I walked out because it was worthless. It was the biggest amateur hour presentation I've ever seen about anything, okay? It was ridiculous. There were no answers. Every question that was asked by the questions, no answers, no resolution. They don't know where the drones are coming from. They don't know who's doing it. They don't know why they're doing it, but they say there's no credible threat. It was annoying to be there. I drove 2 hours to be here today, spent an hour in there. I got to drive 2 hours back. The biggest waste of 5 hours in my entire life.
So why do you think they called this meeting?
No idea. Why would you call a meeting to tell people you don't know anything?
Yeah.
I have no idea. There were no answers. Here's the most frustrating part. The Colonel of State Police said that he had a helicopter of his flying over above one of these drones, a 6-foot drone or something, I can't remember exactly what he said, and he felt unsafe for his helicopter, so he just let it go. Just let it go. Where'd it go? Who knows? You know, didn't want to feel safe. Is that not the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard? I mean, honestly.
Do they have any...
saying then, sorry to stop it, but maybe he didn't feel safe because there was a story, and I know it's a story, there's no video proof or anything like that. There is a story of a family where one of these drones went near their car and their clocks stopped, right?
Idea where these drones are originating?
No, they don't. They would. Maybe if they followed that sucker to when it landed, they would know, but they don't. This is a complete lack of effort, in my opinion, on trying to figure this out. This is not about ability. We have the technology, we have the people, we have the training, we have the resources, we have the money. It's just a lack of effort. I mean,
Why?
I don't know. They should be saying, you know what they should have done today with productive use of our time, if they didn't know anything, come in there and say, anything. But if you get us these 10 things, do these 10 things for us, this kind of action, we can figure it out. Will you help us? And then we would have helped them. But instead it was just excuse after excuse, and we know nothing. It was infuriating, and I got up and I walked out.
You've been in the service, right?
Yeah, I was an attack helicopter pilot, Apache helicopter pilot in the Army, and I helped stand up the initial unmanned aircraft training battalion in the aviation sector of the Army. So I know a little bit about what I'm talking about, and these guys are not doing the job they need to do to figure out what's going on, and that is the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, and the state police.
And they're saying no threat to Americans.
They're saying no threat, but how the hell do they know? They don't know anything.
Yeah.
They don't know what it is.
Yet.
They don't know where it come from. They don't know nothing. When I walked in here today, I was actually pretty calm. I was excited to be here to find out a couple things. I thought they'd be like, hey, listen, it's FedEx, trying to figure out. But instead I got the most ridiculous amateur hour briefing.
Google Maps. So we have California, Orange County, California. This is it, okay. So this is where she saw the drones entering the ocean. And then we got Islas Mujeres. Okay. Huh. Wait a minute. Let me check this out. This was posted by a think tank, likely where the mystery drones are originating from. People are tracking these planes that are tracking the drones into the Atlantic Ocean. So wait a minute, this is a perfect triangle. So we got them in the Atlantic Ocean, in the Pacific Ocean, and the Caribbean Ocean. So this is a perfect triangle. They're triangulating the US, even though we do have videos of these things coming in from Argentina, Brazil, and other countries. This was supposedly in Cordoba, Argentina on December 6th. And this other video was recorded sometime this year in Brazil. So these are the spots where they're coming from in the ocean. Let's check for... Well, this led a lot of people to think that these objects are not drones at all. That they are probably very similar to the ones that were portrayed in ancient texts, like this one, for instance. Something like this. And this is a Merkaba. I don't know how to pronounce this. So this is quite odd, but I'm not sure what to think of this. And this is a supposed video of this object. It was captured years ago. They're saying it's a recent video, but it's not. I've seen this video before. So I think it's important for you guys to know also that there's a bunch of fake videos going on. Right? And this is one of them from Michael Design Art. He supposedly caught this in his doorbell camera. Check this out. At first I thought it could be the real deal, and then I started taking a look at his account and comments, and it seems that a lot of people think that this is computer art. Now, be that he has loads of these videos from different locations like Arizona, Texas, California. I'm guessing that he's a computer artist and these videos are not real, even though they look like they are. Drones are not supposed to fly close to airplanes. His drone lost battery and he lost control of it in less than 3 minutes, and he explains it in this video.
It's right here over at Picatinny, there was a drone just hanging out. I put my drone up in the air and went towards it. I had full battery life. Not 3 minutes into the flight, I lost control.
I do not want to go up with these things
The
around.
battery's dead?
There's no way the battery's dead. It's fully charged.
It's 0. It won't let me.
What is going on? Okay, these are fully charged batteries. It's 2 batteries that have died within seconds, and the drone went up and like feet off the table.
Look at that. These are the objects that we're seeing, but recorded in 65 times speed. It appears as if these objects are leaving Earth. And if this is the case, could this explain these videos that were posted recently to social media of people capturing interferences in radio communication, and also this woman who is supposedly communicating with them? So let's begin with this video posted by Kenny Poach on Reddit 6 days ago, the same period of time where a lot of people saw these drones coming in the ocean. So as he states, today in Seattle 106 went from Christmas station to alien invasion hellscape. When tuning into it, after about 6 seconds, it would presumably switch to HD signal and this would happen.
Anytime I try to zoom in with my camera all the way up to the drone, this is what I get. It has a round, like, shield around it. Fuck it. Look, right? That's zoomed in, 100, 208. And I'll show you the drone right now. Up in the sky. All the way over there.
something I need to tell you.
I knew someday you'd do something stupid. I just was hoping it wouldn't be anything this stupid.
The thing is, the summer before I went off to college, I did a little experimenting myself.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm trying to tell you before you come down on the kids. I want you to know that I've smoked pot.
They're here because they live here too, and I'll tell you where they live. They're here, they live here too. This is their home too. And in case you didn't know, 80% of our oceans are unexplored, and this is where they are coming from. The aliens live in the ocean. Call me crazy, that's fine.